Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Auto Club Speedway here in California, where tonight the Rivalz Blacktop Series competes in round number 2 of the 2020 season chase for the championship. My name is Steve Ovens here, going to be in the broadcast booth for you all night long. Brad Ovens in the 3-9 production studios, our executive producer, getting ready to show you all of the great shots from under the lights here at the California Speedway at Auto Club Speedway, round number 2 of 3. This is the round of 12 for the Rivalz Blacktop Series Championship. These 12 drivers will compete tonight to try and advance to the championship round of 8. Trent Ringler, who picked up the win last week at Atlanta Motor Speedway, he will compete with Will LaRue, Mannix Richey, Frank Guerri, Jim Smith Jr. Jamal is still in the chase for the championship. Adam Ross, with a big run last week, had a problem late, but he is in the chase. Michael Ligori, Claude Furland, Callum McNichol, Tom Senchek, Bruno Pichette, and Casey Sawich, Big Bacon, in the round of 12 here. We knocked out 3 heavy hitters as well as a very consistent driver in Daniel DeBlau. Daniel DeBlau got knocked out last week by a mere 8 points. Kevin Ridley, who had to have been one of the favorites to compete for the championship, was knocked out as well. John Schweikart, who was one of the top favorites to win the championship, and Sylvain Joly also got knocked out of the chase for the championship. Field rolling off for the pit lane, and they will get ready to go green flag racing next time by. And we're going to go ahead and show you how it is that they will line up here. You see the starting lineup rolling across your screen as we get ready to go racing here at the Auto Club Speedway at California. G-Force TV, 3-9 Productions, bringing you live coverage here tonight on G-Force TV. Be sure to visit G-Force TV on YouTube, youtube.com/G-Force TV. Subscribe to our channel, and after you subscribe, you'll see that little bell. Be sure to ring the bell while you're there, and that will give you access and push notifications to all of our live racing action as it goes live, and any new on-demand content as that gets posted. Trent Ringler, Tom Senchek, going to be your front row here tonight. A couple of cars that are competing for the championship for the Rivalz Blacktop Series. We're getting ready to go green flag racing from the Auto Club Speedway at California. Green lights are on. The Rivalz Blacktop Series. Round number 2 of the chase is underway. Down the back straightaway for the first time, and it is Trent Ringler that has jumped out front. Alex LeBay currently holding on to position number 2, but he's got a challenge. Here comes Tom Senchek down to the bottom. Senchek will take over the 2 spot in that Bill Elliott Budweiser Junior Johnson team car retro scheme. He'll move up to position number 2 as we put lap number 1 on the board, and it is Trent Ringler, who loves California Speedway. He said, boy, if we could just get through the first round of the chase, we're going to be looking pretty good here for the rest of the rounds of this chase. Coming to California, he thought this was a track that they would do well at, and so far they're doing just that. What a great onboard shot here as you go into turn number 3 here at the Auto Club Speedway. Riding on board here with Rafael Lessard in the 99. NASCAR driver in one of the top 3 Premier Series. Doing a fantastic job here, running in the top 5 as we're early here in this 50-lapper at the Auto Club Speedway. So not a lot of time to get things done here tonight. Just 50 laps here at California. Next week, the championship round of 8 goes to the Phoenix Raceway. Our championship race at Phoenix next week is 100 lappers. We've got a battle here for position number 3. Field working through turns number 3 and 4. Watching a battle back here as well between John Schweikart and Kevin Ridley. Claude Furlan back there as well. Furlan, one of your championship contenders. Ridley and Schweikart, boy, everybody had to have thought that they were going to be favorites to win this championship, but not going to work out for them here in 2020. Oh, look out, one car heavy into the outside wall. Is that Frank Guerri? It looks like, no, it's the 39 machine. Alex Gannett in the 39. I hope I got that pronunciation right. He started back in position number 32. And boy, when Brad dials up the replay here for us, our first caution flag of the night, that car, I think Alex may have got just a little bit sideways. When he did, that car took off hard right into the outside safer barrier. Let's take a peek here. Racing with Claude Furlan, and they're going to get almost 3 wide. Everybody jockeying for position here. And as Gannett takes it down into the corner, a little bit of contact there from the 729. And Alex with a heavy impact into the outside safer barrier. Almost got clipped by another car on their way through. Not a lot of time for these cars to back out of the gas and get it woed up. So working yellow flag here for the first time tonight as we put lap number 5 on the board. Ringler and Senchek, your top 2, as you get an awesome overhead view here from the 3.9 Aerial Media drone cam. Be sure to visit them at 39designcompany.com. Let's take a peek here. Did anybody come down pit road this early? Yes, they will. Couple of cars. Is that Kevin Ridley? Yeah, Kevin Ridley pulls back out onto the racetrack. He's going to keep it out. Couple of cars going to follow him, but all your leaders headed down pit lane. We're going to cover it for you here, as we will take a peek and see who tries to play the pit strategy, who just goes for straight 4 tires and fuel. Don't forget, you can't overshoot your pit box, and it looks like everybody hit the pit box just perfect. I don't see anybody throwing it in reverse here, so a solid first pit stop in Tom Senchek, Brad. I think that was a 2-tire stop right there. Senchek with 2 tires and gas, and he's going to win the battle off of pit road. Very interesting pit strategy call, Brad, right off the drop of the green here. First pit stop on lap number 5, and Senchek, Brad, goes for 2 tires.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not familiar with the surface here at Auto Club, how it wears or how the tires really come into it, but that could be a good call. You know, track position could be key tonight on a track like this, passing maybe at a premium. So 2 tires like that may not be a bad thing. Try something now, learn something for later.
Let's get a word with him here. We're going to pull Tom Senchek up real quick. Just had a solid first pit stop tonight, Tom. Tell us about the call for 2 tires. Is that something you guys worked on in practice tonight?
Well, we did the practice race yesterday. We took 2 tires, worked out pretty well, gained a 7-second lead, and actually held on to it. You don't really have to, well, with my setup at least, you don't really use much left fronts in this, so I'm taking a shot. I'm sure there'll be another caution in case it doesn't pan out.
Now, after tonight, we're going to trim 4 cars out of the championship chase. You're in position number 10 on that list. How much pressure do you put on yourself tonight trying to get into that championship 8, or are you just going after that W and let the points fall where they may?
No better way to get into that 8 by winning, right? So
absolutely.
That's the plan. So let's hope that happens.
Champagne's on ice. Let's see what happens.
Let's make it happen.
All right, buddy. Good luck to you.
Thanks.
There's a word there with Tom Senchek. And Brad, I'm telling you, man, these guys, have really been taking advantage of these practice races. And Tom Senchek, that was a very deliberate move to take 2 tires, but boy, Trent Ringler is going to start on the outside of him with 4. I'm interested to see how this is going to work out. So we'll take a look here. Kevin Ridley and his teammate, Matt Kubasik, up on that front row here for the restart. They'll come down to the line and put lap number 7 on the board. It's Ridley, Kubasik, Adam Ross. All those guys working off of the same team here. Your top 3 coming back to green. Sylvan Jolie going to line up 4th, Frank Wary and Jamal. So how about that? All 5 of the KSGR cars are up here in the top 6 spots here coming back to green. Green lights are on. We're back underway here at California, and it's going to be Kevin Ridley and Matt Kubasik that's going to lead the pack down into turn number 1. So you're right on board here with Kevin Ridley, the driver out of Waterloo, New York, the Custom Works RC cars, Fred's Fab and Fold number 20. Dirt car sportsman competitor on Saturday nights out at his local dirt track, Land of Legends Raceway. Kubasik just behind him. He's just from down the road in Seneca Falls, New York. And behind them, they've got Cambridge, Ontario's Adam Ross in the Adam out there. Put it out there, number 35 out of Cambridge, Ontario. Adam does a talk show with Clinton Jeffrey on Tuesday nights on the Ashwegan Speedway and GeForce TV pages. Race Rivals Race Chat. Be sure to check them out Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock. Adam having a solid top 5 effort here. Was running top 5 late in the race at Atlanta last weekend. Had a restart with very cold tires and old tires and spun them just a bit, had a little problem, ruined what was a top 5 effort at that point. But it was that good run that he had that put him here in the round of 12. He's going to sacrifice a spot here to Trent Ringler. So Ringler, who comes into the night as the points leader, now works himself back into the top 3 as he'll take over the 3rd spot. Brad, that 2-tire stop for Senchek, I don't know if it was the tires necessarily or starting on the inside line, but Senchek losing a couple spots here to Ringler off the restart as he's now working on Jim Smith. And boy, Smith thought about, that's Sylvan Jolie. They thought about making it 3 wide there. They thought better of it as Ross will pull away from them here off of turn number 4. So Ross holds on to the 5 spot. Senchek now up to the top 5 after restarting in position number 7 for the restart. Good side-by-side battle here as you've got the 8 of Gilliam Levesque, the 08 of Sylvan Jolie. Jolie in the Accent LED number 08 tried to get a little side draft there off of the 4 of Raphael Lassard. Lassard in the Mobile 1, sponsored number 4. So we are working lap number 11 here. 11 laps on the board. We've still got 39 to go. And Brad, while these guys get a little strung out here under this green flag, as we've got Raphael Lassard side by side with Adam Ross down the back straightaway. They are doing battle here. Senchek is got by Ross for that spot, so Senchek's going to move up to 4th. Meanwhile, Trent Ringler takes over the 2 spot from Matt Kubasik. And now we've got Kevin Ridley up on top of the board. So Ridley out of Waterloo takes over the top spot. Trent Ringler now with the 2 spot in the 5-Star Racing sponsored 26. Kubasik, the K&N Filters 21, will drop back to position number 3. And Ringler with those 4 fresh Dr. Feelgoods. Got a good run here coming off of turn number 2 as he's going to try and close in on Kevin Ridley. The gap last time by was half a second. And now look at this battle, 2 and 3 wide. Here comes Alex LeVay in car number 36. The NASCAR Xfinity Series driver competing here in the Rivalz Blacktop Series. Putting a nice move there on Claude Furlan. Furlan, one of the favorites to win the championship. Up until last week, he had won 3 feature events in a row here with the Rivalz Blacktop Series. He's got himself here in the round of 12 for the championship. And let's step aside here as we are working green flag here on lap number 13. We'll go side by side here and have a nice word from G-Force TV. Stay tuned. You're watching live coverage from Auto Club Speedway in California.
Introducing G-Force TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, G-Force TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washweekend Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. G-Force TV is also the new home for Rivalz Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, G-Force TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivalz and G-Force TV racing leagues. G-Force TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GeForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on G-Force TV.
The mic is.
Welcome back, fans, to the Auto Club Speedway here in California, where tonight the Rivalz Blacktop Series competes in the round of 12 for the championship chase here in the 2020 season. And you just heard some great words from our folks at G-Force TV. We also want to tell you about the Washweekend Speedway Race Source, Canada's choice for sprint cars, parts, accessories, and consumables. Located in the heart of the fastest growing sprint car market in the North America, at the world-famous Washweekend Speedway. Nobody has more laps, wins, and time spent at the Speedway than the staff at the Washweekend Speedway Race Source. Let our experts get you into victory lane tax-free. You can find more information by emailing info@osrparts.com. That's the Washweekend Speedway Race Source, Canada's choice for sprint cars, parts, accessories, and consumables. All right, we are back here at the Auto Club Speedway in California. Kevin Ridley continues to lead, and don't forget, he did not make a pit stop, and now here he comes. Green flag pit stop here on lap number 18. Kevin Ridley will bring the Custom Works RC cars number 20 down the pit lane here for his first pit stop of the night. His teammates will follow him down the pit road. Got to make it down the pit lane, and you've got to stick to 55 miles an hour. 55 miles an hour, the pit speed. If you go over, you're going to have to serve a penalty or a drive-through, and you don't want to do that. You'll end up falling a lap down to the field. Meanwhile, Trent Ringler has lost some spots here, Brad. I'm not just exactly sure what happened to Ringler in the 26, but he has fallen back a few spots here in the running order, as now Matt Kubasik is going to bring his number 21 down the pit lane. His teammates pitted here just a lap before he did. He'll now bring the car down pit road.
You know, it's funny, Steven, you say that. It almost looks like the 26 is either going into a fuel conservation mode or he's really off the pace, running a really shallow, low line. As you can see him diving down to the inside there of the corner, down the back straightaway. That's really strange.
You know, Brad, he'll probably end up making a fool out of me, but I don't understand the strategy call there. I mean, he did pit and he came out 8th, so I mean, he didn't lose a ton of track position. The only track position he lost on his pit stop was coming down, only lost maybe 6 or 7 spots. but he had fresher tires. But yeah, this is an interesting call here. As Brad, I think Kevin Ridley came back down the pit road. I wonder if maybe he had to serve a penalty.
You know what,
He's
Steven?
now following a lap down to the field.
Watch the Trent Ringler car here as he goes into the corner. I just heard it on the in-car. Watch that tachometer as he comes down the straightaway into the corner. Boom.
Oh,
Clutching it. He is
yeah.
playing the fuel mileage game right here, my friend.
So, Brad, this makes me wonder, you know, if this is going to be a call where they're trying to make it on one more stop. And Ringler got 4 tires and gas the last time down the pit road. So, you know, that could potentially set him up to only do 2 tires on his final stop, maybe no tires. We'll find out. Meanwhile, out front, Brad, the 11 of Tom Senchek. I see Rafael Lessard battling here with John Schweikart. The Mobile One sponsored number 4 of Lessard doing battle with the LaRue Motorsports Can-Am sponsored number 1 of Schweikart, who's already got a win on the Rivalz Blacktop Series here this season. Unfortunately, was not able to qualify into the round of 12 after last week's race at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. He'll do battle with Lessard. Now, Lessard, if you're familiar, Camping World Truck Series driver with Kyle Busch Motorsports. Racing here tonight aboard car number 4, the Mobile One sponsored machine. And Tom Senchek coming over the radio. I think he meant to go over his team radio, Brad. He came across the iRacing server. I think Senchek's hitting pit lane. He hit the radio and said, coming in this time. And Senchek is on the brakes, and he is going up through the gears. I should say down through the gears. Got to get it down to 55 miles an hour. So here comes your race leader, Tom Senchek, down the pit lane for his green flag pit stop. That's going to hand the lead over to the 8 of Gilliam Levesque, a solid top 5 car almost each and every week here with the Rivalz Blacktop Series. Has yet to come out with a win, and John Schweikart's taken over the top spot. Schweikart got past Levesque over there in turns 1 and 2. So now move John Schweikart to the top of the board. And boy, Levesque looks like he is in trouble. He is losing spots in a hurry. As I think that was Schweikart in the 1, now headed down pit lane. So John Schweikart going to give up the lead, as he will come 55 miles an hour down the pit lane. Let's follow him right into his pit box here, Brad. And we'll watch him, see if he hits the pit box perfect. You can overshoot the pit box, and if you do, you have to throw it in reverse. And oh, did he do it? Oh, he's in there perfect. So John Schweikart making his pit stop here. 2 tires, right sides are on. Does he go to the lefts? Yes, he does. Oh, and the yellow flag comes out. Yellow lights are on here on lap number 22. And the question is going to be here, does that work into Schweikart's favor with that yellow flag coming out while he was pitting under green? We've got a lot of drivers that are trapped at least a lap down to the field. It looks like Bruno Pichette is going to be the first car a lap down that would pick up the lucky dog here. And with the fuel conservation mode, Trent Ringler being shown as your leader. And boy, Gilliam Levesque, Brad, has a ton of damage on car number 8. Get a look at the back of the 8 machine as he rolls down the back straightaway. That car has got a significant amount of damage on the back end and on the left side. The whole bumper cover's all crumpled up there. And Rafael Lessard in the 4, he has torn the entire front nose off of the 4 car. Boy, Brad gonna take a look here and see if we can find out what put us under this yellow flag, but I think that might give us an indication right there that it may have had something to do with Lessard and Gilliam Levesque. And let's watch them down the back straightaway. They were 3 wide. Oh my goodness, almost made it 4 wide. Oh, Claude Ferland and Matt Kubasik contact. Gilliam Levesque is involved, and then here comes Lessard. Bam! Sylvan Jolie got a piece of that one as well. Lot of damage to Lessard's number 4, Levesque's number 8. They're all down pit road. Trent Wrangler, your race leader at the time of the yellow, comes down the pit lane. And he has got 4 tires in gas, and he's down and away. So caution flag out here on lap number 26. Let's ride on board here with Lessard, and you're going to see Claude Ferland and Matt Kubasik going for the same piece of real estate down into turn number 3, and Lessard heavy on the brakes, nowhere to go. Kubasik's car came around on him, and Lessard nowhere to go, and he piles right in there. So while we work under the yellow flag here on lap number 26, let's go ahead and tell you about a great event that's coming up at the Ohsweken Speedway coming up this August. An event I've got my tickets to, and it's about time you get your tickets to as well. The NASCAR Penny Series is breaking new ground in 2020, and it is going to be a dirty affair. Canada's only national stock car racing series will visit the Ohsweken Speedway on Tuesday, August 18th, 2020 for a 100-lap full points event. Ohsweken Speedway is no stranger to history-making events in the racing world, and this one, folks, I'm telling you, it is going to be huge. Rides have been secured for Stuart Friesen, Kenny Schrader, Kenny Wallace. I mean, my goodness, listen to those 3 right there. J.J. Yaley, Glenn Stiers is going to be in a ride. Mac DeMann, one of the 360 sprint car competitors at Ohsweken, has got a ride. And many other deals are still in the works, and there's going to be a lot more to come. The NASCAR event will consist of practice, time trials, qualifying heats, and a 100-lap feature event to be run at 9 p.m. on August 18th. The NASCAR stock cars will be joined by the Ohsweken Speedway's popular winged 360 cubic inch sprint cars and mini stocks for the Tuesday night program. The night before, the Speedway will host a full program of 360 sprint cars, the Action Sprint Tour for crate-powered sprint cars, and the Thunder stocks. You can stay connected to npsondirt.com to get your tickets and camping information. I cannot wait for the Pinty Series to come to Ohsweken. We will be there, and it's going to be awesome. So be sure to get your tickets at npsondirt.com. So, yellow lights on here, working with Tom Senchek at the top of the leaderboard. 27 laps now on the board. And I believe they will get the 1-to-go signal this time by. And you can see all of these cars that were ahead of Senchek that are going to get the wave around. I think I counted upwards of 6 cars that were a lap down that will now take the wave around to get back on the lead lap. And it really kind of turns this race on its head. Tom Senchek back to the top of the leaderboard here in the Budweiser-sponsored number 11. Remember, he is currently, as they came into tonight's race, of course, lap 25 was the stage break. So the top 10 cars will get stage points at that lap 25 mark. And Tom Senchek, who came into tonight's race 10th in the points, he's got to get to at least 8th in the standings in order to move into the championship round of 8 next week at the Phoenix Raceway. So, race director Cody Olson coming over the driver's radio to let them know to get it stacked up here so we can come back to green. When they when they come across the line for the green flag, we'll have 21 laps left on the board. So Tom Senchek controls the restart. This time, you ride on board with him. Here in the Budweiser number 11, he hits the gas, and we're back underway. Green lights are back on here at the Auto Club Speedway, and it will be Senchek, who has been looking, digging, searching for his first Rivalz Blacktop Series win. Could it come tonight at Auto Club Speedway? He has got more second-place finishes than anybody on the series coming into tonight. Not only does he want to try and win his first race of the season, he wants to get into that championship 8. Down the back stretch he works, and he has got a car length and a half over John Schweikart as they dive down into the third turn. They've got the 19 of Ivan Bear, George Savard, and now Big Bacon, Casey Sowich, up into the top 5 in the Big Bacon Media 27. And Senchek pulling away here as we put lap 30 on the board. 30 are in and 20 to go. Riding on board here with Sowich as he goes into turn number 1, the driver out of Connecticut. In one of his best runs of the season here tonight, running solid top 5 here with 20 to go. Just ahead of him, they are side by side for position. That is Trent Ringler, the 19 of Ivan Bear. And now here comes the 01 of Jean-Raphael Morin. So Ringler quickly back up into the top 3, the 5-Star Racing 26. Last week's winner out at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And Ringler had a dominant car out there at Atlanta, and he could not wait to get to Auto Club Speedway here tonight. As we have got fans chiming in here from north of the border, cheering on their French-Canadian drivers out here tonight. I majored in Spanish, not French, so I'm not going to be too much help for you on that one. But that's one of the things that I think is just awesome about not only the Rivalz Blacktop Series, but the Rivalz Elite Pro Series and everything we've got going here with the Rivalz Racing League. We have got some of the best dirt and asphalt drivers from the United States and Canada that compete with us on a weekly basis. And when you look at this Rivalz Blacktop Series field, not only do you have some of the best asphalt iRacers on the iRacing service, you've got some of the best dirt drivers from the Northeast U.S. and Canada that compete. We've even got actual drivers from the top 3 NASCAR series that compete here as well. So we've got somebody cheering on Tom Senchek here, as he is our leader here with 33 laps on the board, just 17 to go. And Senchek is just digging off of turn number 2. He wants to win as bad as anybody does in this race tonight. He has been so close so many times this year. And whether it was the pit strategy call, whether it was a restart that he didn't have control of at the end, he got beat by Claude Furland on a strategy call of tires by not pitting. I think that was the race at Dover that happened. I mean, Senchek had the freshest tires in the field, and he got right to the back bumper of Furlan, but couldn't get by. I mean, he has done everything he could possibly do to try to win a race, and just hasn't happened. And now Trent Ringler is up to the 2 spot. You can see Senchek out the front windshield of Ringler as he dives down into turn number 3. And I think, Brad, we are going to have a hellacious battle here with just under 20 laps to go.
Yeah,
we've got comments. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, these guys are really putting on a good show tonight. Trent Ringler's just really got such a good car, picking off cars one at a time here. See if he can reel in Senchek here. Senchek's got a good car out front. We'll see who's got the better long-run car here.
Absolutely. Right now, what Senchek has going for him is he's out in that clean air. So he's definitely got that working for him, but we've definitely seen a good handling race car drive by the leader out in clean air before. We've seen it happen here with the Rivalz Blacktop Series, and Boy, Trent Ringler is sure hoping that we see it again here tonight. And taking a look, I'm just taking a look at my notes here. Coming into tonight, it was Ringler, Will LaRue, Mannix Richey, Frank Wary, Jim Smith Jr., Adam Ross, Michael Ligori, Claude Ferlin, Callum McNichol, Tom Senchek, Bruno Pichette, and Casey Sowich that were your top 12 coming into tonight. We're going to trim 4 cars off of that pack to give us our championship 8 for next week. Boy, these guys are really racing hard right here, Brad. That's a great view there. As Kevin Ridley, who took the wave around, no, he's still a lap down to the field right now. He is in position, though. If he could get a yellow, he would be the first car a lap down to get the lucky dog. But, boy, we're getting late in the event now. As we're watching a battle here with the 82 and Casey Sowich in the 27. That's Callum McNichol. And we've got Claude that's cheering on Callum McNichol. And I'll tell you, Callum McNichol's doing what he really needs to do right now. He's battling Casey Sowich for the 9th spot. And Callum McNichol was 1 spot on the outside looking into the championship 8 coming into this race. But, Brad, the battle for the lead is heating up because Trent Ringler has caught the back bumper of Tom Senchek. Senchek goes in just a little bit high. He's going to try and bring it low off the corner, but Trent Ringler is eating him up here off of turn number 2. Ringler will tuck into the line. They'll come down to the line next time by to put lap 40 on the board. So that will give us 40 laps in the books and 10 to go. Off of turn number 4. 8 fingers and 2 thumbs is the signal. 10 to go for Tom Senchek. In that Budweiser sponsored number 11. And boy, he did a nice job there off of turn 4. Put a car length on Ringler. Ringler had gotten all the way to the back bumper. And this is where he makes up ground for Ringler. Ringler is really good off of turn number 2. And look at him close the gap as they go down into turn number 3. Ringler in the 5-Star Racing Toyota Supra. They caught a lap car there, the 24. I believe that's Michael Ligori, one of the drivers trying to fight his way into the top 8. And Ringler sideways off turn 4. Ringler brings it down the pits. Oh, and he lit him up coming in.
Oh, that's
hopefully
not good.
He didn't. Yeah, Brad, hopefully he didn't get it over 55 miles an hour. So a pit stop late coming up here is a lot of the lead lap cars coming down pit lane. This is the money stop. Trent Ringler coming down to make his 3rd pit stop of the night, and he will slide it into the box of the number 26. Oh, and he overshot the pit box. Has to throw it into reverse. That's going to cost him a ton of time on the racetrack. So Ringler. And now, Brad, here comes Tom Senchek. Ringler, 4 tires and gas. And Senchek sideways coming onto the pit lane. Oh, boy, Brad. Pit road miscues could be the difference in this race here tonight. Ringler and Senchek have both had their problems. So Tom Senchek comes down pit road. 55 miles an hour is the limit. He'll bring it down into his box, and let's watch the replay as he tried to come in the pit lane, and he was on the brake so hard, the back end came right around on him. Fortunately, he was able to gather it back up. Now Senchek is down and away. He'll bring it off to the pit lane, and he'll try to blend back in with the field. And as it stands right now, that miscue for Trent Ringler was huge. He's right now fallen back into position number 6 after coming on the pit lane in 2nd. The pit cycle gives the lead to George Savard in car number 42. So Savard with the race lead. Maxime LaRoche in the 85. The Western Auto throwback paint scheme number 85 there. as he'll dive it down into the corner. Senchek back up to speed. Rafael Lassard currently running in position number 3 in the Mobile One sponsored 4. He's just ahead of Senchek, and there's Ringler and John Schweikart about a half a straightaway behind the 11 of Tom Senchek. So now the 42 of George Savard is on pit lane, and now all eyes turn to Maxime LaRoche. LaRoche in the 85 brings it up at turn number 2. Down the back stretch they go. We've got just 7 laps to go. And LaRoche in the 85, could he be trying to stretch gas? I'm not sure. He looks to be way off the pace to me, Brad. I'm not sure if he's also dumping the clutch, trying to stretch it and maybe steal a win here tonight. Let's watch him as he goes down into turn number 1. Oh, yeah. Look at him. He's way off the gas, Brad.
Yeah, he's clutching it big time. I think he's going to try and definitely stretch it. Wow, he's almost to the apex of the corner before he picks the clutch back up out of it, but that's really trying to stretch it. I don't know. I don't think that's going to be a win-worthy car, but I think he might, if he can do it for long enough, he might make it to the end with it.
You know what, Brad, though? How many times do we say this on Wednesday nights with the Rivalz Blacktop series? I love it. I love the call. Why not? Maxime is not a regular on the series here. Got his way into the show here, having a solid run. But you know what? This is the only strategy that's going to put that 85 up at the top of the board with less than 10 to go. The lead last time by was 11.6 seconds. It's trimmed in half. Senchek is now 6.5 seconds behind LaRoche in the 85. So LaRoche is going to try and save gas as much as possible here, but Senchek is starting to come into the picture. As Senchek comes off of turn 2, LaRoche is halfway down the straightaway. LaRoche down into turn number 3, trying to save as much as he can, trying to stretch it all the way to the end. And meanwhile, Tom Senchek smiths the blood in the water, and Senchek is digging. He is on the gas. He's got possibly win number 1 in his sights if he can catch the 85 and get up there and make a pass. Now, Brad, how much of this, too, is Senchek wanting to, LaRoche is definitely saving gas. If Senchek gets up there close to him, he's going to pressure him to use more fuel.
Yeah, I think at this point with LaRoche conserving fuel as hard as he is right now, it's all about, I think he's just trying to finish the race at this point. I don't think there's going to be a battle between these two as you see them start to get close here.
Yeah, Senchek rolls right on by, and Tom Senchek takes over the race lead as he'll come down the line to put lap number 46 on the board. 3 laps to go, 47 on the board. 3 laps to go for Tom Senchek. And we told him as he was pit reporting for us earlier in the race, the champagne was on ice. He has been working so hard. He's got more second-place finishes and third-place finishes than anybody else on the series coming into tonight. He is, I won't say lost the race, but that's how drivers put it. They've lost the race every which way they could this season, and he has finally got it all put together here so far tonight. He'll come down the line. Popsicle sticks are in the air. 2 laps to go for Tom Senchek. Just 4 miles separate Senchek from his first Rivalz Blacktop Series win of 2020. Trent Ringler. Oh, look out! LaRoche is around in turn number 1, and the yellow flag comes out. And Tom Senchek, I don't think we could play his radio chatter right now, Brad. He has got to be saying, "You have got to be kidding me." Because that is now going to set us up for a green-white-checkered finish. Brad, I didn't see what triggered the incident. I saw LaRoche going around, but I have a feeling it probably had to do with the fact that he has been in super conserve mode. And look at these fast cars coming up behind him. Rafael Morin just punts him. And the difference is their difference in speed. I don't know if Marin realized just how much slower LaRoche was going as he was in, ultimate fuel-saving mode in that 85. But, boy, Marin, huge contact there going into turn number 1. We're going to get another look at it. Right on board here with Jean-Raphael Marin. And watch him as he goes down into turn 1. He can see the cars getting closer, but as they go into the corner, LaRoche has got the clutch dumped, trying to save fuel, and boy, the closing rate was just incredible there.
Steven, we'll have to take a look at that. I'm almost wondering if he actually ran out of gas going into the corner there, maybe.
Oh, that could be. We'll try and get a look here on board with LaRoche, and yeah, Brad, Tom Senchek just keyed up the radio and said that is a major heartbreaker. He did not want to see a green-white-checkered finish. Let's ride on board here with LaRoche going into turn 1, and there's the contact, and around he goes. Yeah, about what, Brad, 2,000 RPMs there?
Yeah, he's definitely not out of gas there. The car's still idle, so I guess that's just an unfortunate thing. That, like you said, that closing rate was so fast, as you saw from the in-car from Marin's car, and it's just one of those things that, unfortunately, by the time you see it, there's nothing you can do without wrecking yourself and wrecking the guy in front of you, so.
Absolutely. Well, Brad, I know that he keyed up the radio and said how much of a heartbreaker it was. Let's bring him in here real quick. Tom Senchek, the Steve Ovens up in the broadcast booth, man. We got to be sitting on pins and needles at this point.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything for Trent. I really thought that was going to go all the way. Damn.
Yeah.
That's a super big heartbreaker right there.
I feel you, brother. The pit stop that you made, was that 2 tires on your fuel stop?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it
okay.
was.
All right, man. I thought that's what it was. Just wanted to confirm. Hey, man, we're with you. We know how many times you've come so close here with the Blacktop Series, but if there's any consolation, you're in great position to get to the next round of the playoffs.
Yeah, it's good. It's not enough for me.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I wanted it. Oh, man.
Well, buddy, you've got somebody on YouTube here, Ski Mask Media, that says, let's go, Tom, you got this. So you got people pulling for you.
I got fans, man.
All right, man. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, Brad, there's not a better guy. We know we've learned over the course of the past month that if we need a driver to come in and give us a few words and let us know kind of where he's at and what he's thinking, boy, Tom Senchek has been that guy for us here these last few weeks. He's got such a positive attitude about how things. He's obviously pretty disappointed about this yellow flag, but the race is not over. I mean, think back to Dover, Brad. We saw Claude Ferland, not pit at the end and was able to hold Senchek off to pick up a win. It's all going to come down to this restart.
Yeah, the restart's going to be key, whether or not Senchek can catch Ringler either sleeping or maybe see if he can fool him and kind of play a little cat and mouse with him to try and get Ringler to jump out ahead of him and have to get out of the gas and take off on him. But Senchek, this restart right here is going to be crucial whether or not we pop the cork or not.
And Brad, for Trent Ringler, he came into this race as the points leader. I mean, he's kind of playing with house money here, right?
Yeah, for Ringler, I think it's just kind of a, obviously he wants to go for a win and he get the win, but in the position he's in right now, I don't know if you really want to put yourself in any kind of bad positions to possibly not advance. So it kind of comes down to it. Do you want to win the battle or do you want to win the war?
Yeah, I'm with you, man. That's a great call. That's a great call right there. Taking a look at some of the drivers in the running order right now, as compared to where they came in tonight, there's just taking a look here at where everybody is in the running order compared to Bruno Pichette's not in a great place. Currently 24th, a lap down. Jim Smith Jr., 23rd, a lap down. Mannix Richey's a lap down in 21st. This side-by-side is brought to you by the Ohsweken Speedway Race Source. You can visit them and get more. You can visit them right on the property at the Ohsweken Speedway, or you can email them info@osrparts.com to get some more information about the Ohsweken Speedway Race Source, one of our great sponsors here with the Rivalz Blacktop Series. Let their experts get you into victory lane tax-free at the Ohsweken Speedway Race Source. That is going to be a sprint car parts hub for the Northeast drivers and all the drivers centrally located there at the Ohsweken Speedway, man. That's going to be a great deal here in 2020. All right, folks, coming back to the restart, the most important restart of Tom Senchek's season coming up here right now. Getting ready to come back to the restart zone. There will be a green-white-checkered finish. Green lights are back on. Senchek is going up through the gears, and he got a pretty good restart, but Ringler's going to tuck into line as they go down into turn number 1. Senchek in the Budweiser-sponsored number 11 takes it down to the inside lane, and boy, look how Trent Ringler has closed up on him here in turns 1 and 2. Senchek down the back straightaway as Ringler takes a peek down low. Senchek, and the yellow lights are on as we've got a crash on the back straightaway. I think I just saw Adam Ross's car go sliding across the backstretch. He may be one of the cars involved. May not have been Adam. It looked like there was a white car involved that got sideways there. And we're going to have a green-white-checkered attempt number 2. So Brad Ovens going to take a peek here, see if we can figure out what it was that put us under this yellow flag. Brad Ovens, our executive producer in the 3-9 Production Studios in Penn Yan, New York. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from our local track on Saturday nights out at the Land of Legends. Brad works on their video production crew there, and we're very, very fortunate to have him here with 3-9 Productions and G-Force TV. So round number 2 of the chase for the championship for the Rivalz Blacktop Series here tonight from the Auto Club Speedway at California. And let's take a peek here at this is the restart going down into turn number 1. Looks like we're focused on Claude Ferlin in the 43. And as they come off of turn number 2, George Savard, Schweikart just got a little sideways. The sheriff got into Ferlin, and the sheriff got into the deputy as Will LaRue got a piece of that one as well. So, Brad, I guess it was John Schweikart, the white car, that got sideways there in that incident. And let's take another look at it here as they dive down into turn number 1. And it looks like he got into the back of Mannix Richey there just a little bit. Will LaRue got a nice run here off of turn number 2. And it looked like Schweikart just got a little sideways, got up into Ferland, which then pushed him back down into Will LaRue. And I don't think it was Mannix Richey. I think it was Casey Sowich that was there running with those guys. And Brad, here under the yellow flag, pretty interesting. Trent Ringler running down on the flat apron portion of the racetrack. Very interesting. He was running on the apron through the corner of turns 1 and 2. So maybe a little bit of a fuel concern here for Trent Ringler. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Marcus Ulmer currently in position number 3 aboard the 13 car. Martin Davio, one of his better runs of the 2020 season, currently sitting in the 4th spot. Ivan A. Bear right now rounding out the top 5. George Savard on the pit lane aboard car number 42. And now Senchek goes down to the apron. Let's ride on board here quick with Senchek, Brad. See if maybe he's doing a little bit of fuel saving as well. He's probably got it in fourth gear there, just trying to cruise around here at the lowest RPMs possible. So, man, if Tom Senchek was nervous before, I can't imagine how nervous he's got to be right now. I mean, the last restart had to be on his nerves pretty bad as he's out here on 2 tires. Only took 2 tires on his last pit stop. Trent Ringler's on 4 fresh Goodyears at this point. And they should come around next time by to get the 1-to-go signal. Our second attempt coming up at a green-white-checkered finish. If the same happens as on our first green-white-checkered finish, if the yellow flies before the checkered, we then go to a third and final attempt at a green-white-checkered finish. If during the third green-white-checkered finish we're still not able to finish under the green flag, when the yellow comes out, the race will be official. So before we get ready for the second green-white-checkered finish, let's go ahead and go side by side and hear some great words from our great partners at GeForce TV. Stay tuned. You're watching the round of 12 from the Auto Club Speedway.
Introducing GeForce TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GeForce TV is also the new home for Rivalz Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GeForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivalz and GeForce TV racing leagues. GeForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GeForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GeForce TV.
And here we go, green-white-checkered finish number 2 coming up. Tom Senchek, can he hold on to get his first Rivalz Blacktop Series win? He hits the gas, we're back underway. Green lights are on for our second attempt at a green-white-checkered. Trent Ringler falls back a car length as they go to turn number 1, but this is where Ringler's been making up his time all night long on Senchek, is right here in the center of the corner. He pulls up about a half a car length off Senchek off of turn 2. Senchek trying to keep that car as straight as he possibly can, but we've got the 26 of Ringler about a half a car length behind him. Dive it down into turn number 3. Senchek and the Budweiser number 11. Oh, the yellow lights are back on one more time. Caution is out. We will go to a third green-white-checkered finish. And now is the time for all of these drivers at the front of the pack to start getting the barf bag ready, because a lot of these guys were already trying to save fuel for a second green-white-checkered finish, and now we go to a third green-white-checkered finish. Oh, boy. Boy, that last restart had me standing up. I don't know about you guys at home, but I was standing up here. We were fixing to have an incredible finish, and we're still going to have one, as we're going to have a third green-white-checkered finish. And Brad, I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is the first time all season, we've gone to 3 green-white checkers. So this is going to be fun.
Yes, except, was it last week, I think?
Maybe,
We
oh,
ran
you're
through
right.
all
Maybe Atlanta
three.
did.
We ran through all
I guess
3 and
you're
needed
right.
an extra one.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We
How
won't
short
mention
my
names,
memory
Adam
is.
Ross.
Yeah, no. We won't bring Adam up. But you know what? I guess we can't give Adam too much crap here. He's currently running in the 8th spot. And Brad, you brought up a good point. Let's bring him in quick. Let's see how Adam's feeling here tonight. We're going to bring Adam Ross here, driver the 35. He's out of Cambridge, Ontario. Adam running in 8th here. 3rd green-white checkered finish. How do we feel?
Given my history, I'm not crazy about the 3rd crack at a green-white checker because I stepped on my willy last week. So back in 8th place, I can kind of blend in, but I feel good, Steven. I mean, I got a good car. I wanted a top 10 finish. It's been a good race. Bummer about these late race cautions.
Yeah, that was going to be my next point with you. You came into tonight 6th in the standings, and now here running top 10 toward the end. That's going to put you right there in position to get to next week. I mean, that's the goal for everybody tonight.
That's the big goal. Yeah, get to next week. I'm really pleased with the work that we've done on setups and making the cars faster. Big thanks to Kevin Ridley and the New York bunch. They've been a huge help. It's been a lot of fun practicing with them. I think this is going to get pretty hairy before the end.
There's no doubt about that. We've been talking to Tom Senchek all night long. There's a guy here that has just been rooting and gouging to try and get his first win, and now he's got to try and do it with 2 tires and Trent Ringler with 4 tires on his back bumper.
Do those guys have any tires? I thought the 2 of them and Marcus Almer hadn't pitted at all. The rest of us, I think, had.
Well, I think you guys have definitely pitted an extra time. I think you guys have an extra pit stop on these guys. But on their last pit stop, Ringler took 4 and overshot his pit box. So these yellow flags saved Ringler. But boy, Stenchek now has 2 tires trying to hold off Ringler here to get his first win if he can hold on. It's been exciting, man. I'm sure it's been exciting for you too.
And I'll tell you guys,
it's been a lot of fun. Yeah. Sorry, Brad.
No, that's fine. Ringler on this last restart. I don't know if you saw it, Steven, but Almer made a really good look on the inside of Ringler going into 1. I thought there was going to be a battle for Ringler going into 1. So not only does Ringler need to worry about getting a good start here coming up on this last green-white checkered, but now he's got to worry about the cars behind him putting pressure on him, taking his focus off of Senchek.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I only ask one favor. Get me the hell out of the broadcast booth before we go green this week.
Absolutely. We can make that happen.
It seemed like such a good idea last week. And, oh, man.
We don't need to give Clinton any more ammunition, do we?
You got that right. I hope it's been a good show, though. There's been some really, really good racing throughout this event.
Oh, absolutely. And Adam, I think 50 laps is the perfect distance here because you still get pit strategy, but at the same time, guys know there's only 50 laps to get the job done tonight, and it's been exciting. But
I was thinking the same thing earlier. The distance tonight was a good plan, and I hope it's been a great show. Enjoy the finish, folks, and I'll be back in my room. Thanks.
All right, man. Good luck to you.
Thanks.
All right, there's Adam Ross in the 35. He's going to line up 8th for this restart, and we had to get him out of the broadcast booth here before this restart, as we've got Steve Petty chiming in here. He says this is more dramatic than the real racing has been on the pavement side. Well, Steve, as a dirt announcer, I'm not going to throw darts at my blacktop buddies, but I tend to agree with you there. This has been a lot of fun covering the Rivalz Blacktop series. I've joked with Adam and Clinton that Blacktop night, I mean, we broadcast so many nights during the week now. Rivalz Blacktop series has become my favorite night of the week. And this is coming from a dirt guy. I spend all my time, on the dirt. I get to go to Chemung Speedrome a couple times a year to fill in for my friend Carol. But, man, covering these blacktop races has been exciting. We've had pit strategy. We've had incredible racing. And right now, I mean, it doesn't get more dramatic than this. Only 8 cars are going to advance to the championship round of 8. We'll find out when the press release comes out who those drivers will be. We still have to tabulate the stage points and then the final finish points. But bigger than that right now, Tom Senchek is eyeing what could be his first Rivalz Blacktop Series win. He gets a great restart off of turn number 4. Green lights are back on. And he has got Trent Ringler and the 13 of Ulmer. And Brad, you called it. Here comes Ulmer down to the inside to battle with Trent Ringler for second. And that's exactly what Tom Senchek needs to see. The next flag will be the race. And there goes Ulmer sideways in turns 1 and 2. He'll try and gather it back in, and he'll do so. But that's going to give up his chance at a second-place run. And Tom Senchek is driving away from Trent Ringler. They haul it off into turns 3 and 4, and Senchek is put 4. Make it 5 car lengths on Trent Ringler off turn 4. Senchek is trying to get it done on 2 tires. White flag is out, presented by 3-9 Productions. Final trip around. Oh, Senchek's out of gas! Senchek's out of gas! Ringler goes by, and look at the field stacking up off of turn number 2. Trent Ringler out to the lead. Oh my goodness, that's how it's going to end for Senchek tonight. Unbelievable. Trent Ringler, who won the round of 16 last week at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, went through his pit box, came all the way back from a yellow flag, and he pulls the rabbit out of the hat at Auto Club Speedway. Ringler wins. Second across the line, his best Rivalz Blacktop Series finish for Adam Ross, finishing second. Bruno Pierre-Painchaud comes home third. Claude Ferlin and Sawyer Ott rounds out the top 5. And Brad, once again, Tom Senchek pulls up snake eyes at the craps table. Oh my goodness. That is absolutely unbelievable. He did everything he had to do. Brad, he had 5 car lengths on Ringler on that restart, and Ringler finds a way to get the job done again. And Senchek trying to roll his way to the start-finish line, and that has got to be the most empty feeling out of any of these drivers here tonight at Auto Club Speedway. And Brad, keep that picture right there. Does he make it to the start-finish line? I think he will. And he's just barely, I mean, look at that picture. That picture tells 1,000 words right there. Senchek just barely crosses the line while Ringler does donuts at the start-finish line here at Auto Club Speedway. Wow. All right, we will work on getting your top 3 here lined up for, I mean, I cannot believe what we just saw. So we will get Trent Ringler ready here for an interview. We're going to get Adam Ross ready and available. And third place finisher tonight was Bruno Pierre-Painchaud. I think this is the first time we'll have a chance to talk to him in the top 3 here this season. And we're going to dial him up here. Let's bring Bruno into the room. Bruno, it got pretty crazy there on that final lap. Congratulations on a third place finish. Bruno, this is Steve Ovens up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Oh, sorry. Me, it's Bruno Pichette, not Ringler.
Oh, okay. I think, Brad, I may have pulled the wrong driver in. So my apologies for that. Oh, there we go. Now we got him. My apologies. Bruno, this is Steve Ovens up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations. That last flap was pretty crazy. Congratulations on a third-place run.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Tell us about your race tonight. How did things go for you over the course of 50 laps? How was your race, Bruno?
My race, it was pretty cool. It was a nice setup. And this is a great finish. And
we saw the leader run out of gas there on that final restart. Was gas a concern for you?
no, I have full gas.
Awesome, man. Hey, tell us about all the great folks that help you out here to get a great run tonight. Do you have any sponsors?
Yeah, Construction KTM, Road Dog Racing.
All right, Bruno, congratulations on a third-place run.
Thanks.
All right, there's Bruno Pierre Pinchard. A great run to finish third here tonight. And, boy, maybe it's just the difference of not having him in the broadcast booth for the green-white-checkered finishes here. Adam Ross, second-place finish here tonight.
I don't think I like the surprise tone on your voice there, Steven. Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you what, things got absolutely crazy there on that final restart.
You know, I thought that's what was going to happen. You had fast cars, you had slow cars all in a bunch. All I kept trying to do in all of those green-white checkers was look ahead and find a lane that was open. You don't normally want to race through accidents, but that's just how it is, and it was my turn to get lucky, I suppose.
Absolutely, and, you know, we talked about it there before that last restart. I mean, this is going to put you in great shape. No doubt we'll be in the Championship 8 for next week. So, you know, not only do you get a great run here tonight to finish on the podium, now you get to go to battle in that big war next week at Phoenix International.
Yeah, you know what? I want people to realize who are watching. It looks like you're watching a cartoon, but let me tell you, having done this for 4 or 5 years now, it is so hard to do well. There are so many good drivers with so many good setups. I'm telling you, I had butterflies before the race. It reminded me of my old days racing cars and go-karts. This finish feels so very good. I didn't have a second-place car tonight. I maybe had a 8th or 10th place car, and I was happy with that because it was a good run. You dodge the problems and finish second. It just feels good, but man, oh man, so many hours on this damn simulator trying to get better. It does feel good to have a good run.
Absolutely. How do you feel about Phoenix Raceway next week?
You know what? To me, it's real similar to this place because I hope to have about an 8th or 10th place car. I like driving on that track. I know there's people that'll be faster than I am, so I'll try to stay out of trouble. I mean, it's nice that I'm going to be in the final round of the chase. I don't deserve a championship. That's not me. We've got much better drivers here. I'm excited to be a part of that. If I can finish top 5 next week, I'll be ecstatic. But I love Phoenix. I love that racetrack.
Well, man, before we get you out of here, I see you've got some great folks on the side of that car. I know you know them well. Give them a plug while you're here.
You know what? I battle mental illness. I have anxiety and depression, so I've started some initiatives. So I want to thank Adam out there, putitouthere.org. I have a Mindwell session tomorrow night at 7 p.m. live at facebook.com/AdamOutThere, place where people can go and we talk about mental health and the things that we do to overcome it. So in my tiny way, I'm just trying to make a small difference.
It's important every day, but I know it's been so important here with everything that's been happening lately. We wish you well. Great job here tonight to finish second, but we wish you well with the effort tomorrow night as well.
Thanks, Stephen. Thanks, Brad. I appreciate it. I appreciate the fantastic broadcast, and thanks so much to the people that have been watching.
All right, there's Adam Ross finishing second here tonight. We're going to work our way over to Victory Lane Trent Ringler, 2 in a row in the playoffs. No driver hotter than you going to Phoenix Raceway next week to battle for the championship. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
I mean, that final restart got crazy. What was the view out of your front windshield there as Senchek started running out?
Well, I was wondering if he had taken, less fuel or short on fuel when he took 2 tires on the green flag stop and then stayed out. I was, pretty close. I guess I had 1.5 gallons left, but if he went short at all, which would have been maybe 2 gallons, he was going to be in trouble. I noticed he was not saving on the caution lap, so I just wondered if he was going to make it, and sure enough, he ran out. He had the race, though. It was his. He made the right call on the 2 tires.
How was it for you? I mean, Brad brought up on one of the final green-white-checkered starts there. You had 4 tires, but at the same time, I think it was Marcus Ulmer that was just giving you such a challenge for second. I mean, you couldn't worry about the lead because he was putting up such a fight for 2.
Yeah. It's a good thing. Yes, he was in. We were on the radio together, so, and he's not in the for the championship because he started late in the season. But he got a much better restart than I did on that last restart. I was expecting to run the middle lane, and he ended up checking up to let me get to the bottom. But I believe that's why he checked up. I don't know. He didn't say. But anyway, then I got loose out of 2, and if he hadn't run out of fuel, then yeah, he'd have definitely been in good shape to go win that.
Well, let's talk about next week. I mean, you win the battle tonight, but the war is the big one next week at Phoenix. How do we feel about Phoenix Raceway for that 26 machine?
I feel pretty good about it. I usually do pretty well at Phoenix. I know there's a couple others that are really good at Phoenix, and Tom's been showing a lot of speed. Claude, I think, is pretty good at Phoenix, and a few other guys. So it'll be a battle for sure.
It will, and the championship 8 next week. I mean, is there any part of it that's frustrating about the fact that you've come out and won 2 or 3 playoff races here so far, but next week anything can happen? Is there any part of you that gets frustrated thinking about that, because you've been on such a good run and one mistake could be the championship next week?
Oh yeah, exactly. One mistake. Tonight I was right behind a pretty big wreck coming into 3 that took out several guys, and I just barely squeezed through. So, yeah, I'm lucky to be sitting here. Really, anything can happen, and no, I don't necessarily get frustrated about it. I don't know. I just kind of take it as it goes, and it is what it is. It's racing.
Absolutely, man. Well, as racers always say that don't like to count points or don't like to look at that stuff, if you just go out and win the race, the rest of it doesn't matter. And that's definitely true next week.
That's right.
All right, man. Tell us about all the great folks that help you out here. Congratulations on a victory here tonight. Regardless of how it came, man, you had to be in position to be there to do it, and you were there, and you did it. So congratulations. Tell us about all your great folks that help you out.
Yeah, I do need to thank everybody at FSR this week. We put up a practice session early this week. Since everybody's home, we had some time for those guys that don't even run this series. They came and ran a few laps and helped me out build the setup. So big thanks to all those guys that showed up for that, and Marcus and Colin. And also you guys, Adam Ross, thanks for putting this on, and Martin DeVoe, he puts in a lot of time and effort too.
Absolutely. It's a big team effort here, and congratulations tonight. But I know that when you leave here tonight, all eyes get turned to next week. I mean, I can't imagine the celebration will last too long here, because now we've really got a battle set up for next week.
Oh yeah, it's time to get to work, no doubt about it. We'll be ready.
All right, man. Good luck to you next week. Congratulations again here tonight.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, there's Trent Ringler, tonight's race winner here at the Auto Club Speedway in California. Folks, I hope you were entertained with that race. I am still, my goodness, those green-white-checkered finishes were something to behold here tonight. And for Tom Senchek, man, we were pulling for him, man. He's been so close this season, and we don't come into these races with favorites, but, I love to pull for a good story. And my goodness, Tom Senchek would have been a hell of a story tonight. The champagne's on ice, Brad, but it's going to have to wait one more week to see if he can get a Rivalz Blacktop Series win. So that is going to do it here from the Auto Club Speedway here in California. We want to thank everybody from the Rivalz Blacktop Series, Adam Ross, Clinton Jeffrey, the race director for the Rivalz Blacktop Series, Cody Olson. Want to thank our technical manager that helps us get everything connected, Spencer Mullen, behind the scenes. And a big shout-out to our executive producer, Brad Ovens, in the 3-9 Production Studios, who makes everything look and sound so good for you here on these broadcasts. And that's going to do it here from the Auto Club Speedway. My name is Steve Ovens, the voice of the Rivalz Blacktop Series, saying, folks, sit down and strap in. The championship round of 8 from Phoenix Raceway goes live at 9 p.m. next Wednesday night. It is going to be appointment television. You're going to want to gather around, pop the popcorn, get it up on the big screen TV, and we're going to go 100 laps at Phoenix Raceway and crown a champion at the end of the night. From the Auto Club Speedway in California, my name is Steve Ovens, saying thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next Wednesday night at 9 p.m. And congratulations to Trent Ringler, winner of the round of 12 for the chase for the Rivalz Blacktop Series Championship. Good night, everybody.
This is a copyrighted production of 3-9 Productions and the G-Force TV network, and may not be rebroadcast, replicated, or saved in any media without the explicit written permission of 3-9 Productions or G-Force TV. The opinions expressed in this programming are those of the host, co-host, guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of management or ownership of either 3-9 Productions, G-Force TV network, the advertisers, or marketing partners.
Introducing GeForce TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GeForce TV is also the new home for Rivalz Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GeForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivalz and GeForce TV racing leagues. GeForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GeForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GeForce TV.